mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday, the 9th day of January, 2013. And if you go up to Infowars.com, we have on the site the video of Piers Morgan last night, where he said he'd like to have me back on again, which I'm ready to do via satellite whenever he wants. And they went on to talk about they hope my kids don't get killed while my children were in the room. And I thought that was cryptic. And then the next guest comes on, three of them, and says that Piers Morgan needs to shoot me with a semi-auto. And then the daughter of Governor Huntsman, Ambassador Huntsman, says that she'd like to see him dress up in a uniform because it's okay. He has the authority. It was all scripted. And then Piers Morgan says, maybe I'll wear my brother's uniform. He always talks about how his brother is in the military. And then he tells the Marine who's on, it was excellent, by the way, that bottom dollar, that guy's a listener. I want to get him on. I've wanted to get him on since last week. He was listening. And the Marine explains that we have guns to protect ourselves from government, not about hunting. And Piers is like, well, you've done a great job in all your combat. You can have guns, but the citizens can't. So I'm ready to debate you, Piers Morgan. In fact, if you wanted to have a moderator with a time clock and then say, I could present my questions, you could present your questions, they could present their questions. That way, obviously, you can still rig it with, you can even have your own moderator, as long as it's at the same amount of time. You could have even, rig it where people send in the tweets that you choose from. I just want to be able to ask my 5 questions. And we can have an hour-long debate, and instead of having 500,000 viewers, I think you're noticing this now, you'd have about 5 million. 10 million maybe, like CNN used to have. I mean, folks know we don't want to be lectured all day and hear the Second Amendment demonized over and over and over again ad nauseum. I mean, people know, and they know that statistically mass shootings are as rare as the Tooth Fairy. They know you're pulling on heartstrings. That's why they've tuned out. And you know that. And by the way, when I was talking to the producers off air, before I got on, they went and looked up the radio stations we're on. They went and got the numbers. They have numbers. They know how to get unlisted numbers of people that even have somebody else get on the phone. I mean, it's definitely government type stuff. And they knew. They said, oh, no, we know you have 3 million listeners a day. We know you have 15 million a week. We know. And Piers Morgan on air is like, you have an incredible reach. You shouldn't have it. And guess who else said that? Glenn Beck. I saw 15 minutes last night on YouTube of him yesterday starting a show that made me really ashamed for him. And we're going to have Jakari Jackson in here later to play some of the clips. I mean, it went on for hours, but it's 15 minutes long. We'll play a few clips of it. He said, I'm a liar. He said, I am spooky. These are quotes. I'm dangerous. I'm a fascist. And then I'm a liar. Call me a fat idiot, yeah, and a bunch of other stuff. And he also, his minion called me a fat idiot. And he also said that people come up to him saying they bought 1.6 billion bullets, and he said, this guy is lying to you. Don't believe him. And that's why I don't like Glenn Beck. And folks, I don't attack Michael Savage, Rush Limbaugh, any of them. Okay? I mean, I don't want Rush Limbaugh to have a heart attack and die so that I get his radio stations, literally. I'm not that kind of guy. So I'm not like mad at Glenn Beck because, he's made hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm mad at him because he's always been there behind the scenes trying to keep me down. And he lies to his audience and then tells them I'm a liar. I mean, if anybody is a manipulating sack of garbage, it's Glenn Beck. I mean, you're the liar, you little ninny.
Looking back on 2012, we ask ourselves, how did we ever survive? From natural disasters like Hurricane Sandy and the devastating summer drought to the family hardships brought on by a disastrous economy. Our hearts go out to those that have lost everything. At eFoods Direct, we hear from customers every day that are fortunate enough to weather life's storm by having a supply of food on hand. After Hurricane Sandy, Danny from New York City wrote, almost all the grocery stores are closed, but I managed to get my eFoods just in time to be able to help my sister and niece. It is better to be prepared 10 years too early than one day too late. I can warn you, but I can't feed you. Heed the warnings and do what Alex has done. Call 800-409-5633 today or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex and build your food supply. It's the best tasting, non-GMO, long-term storable food on the planet. Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. You can bet your life on eFoods Direct.
If you want an American company with American products made by Americans, here is the Cal Ben Soap Company. Alex and his staff have used these pure soap products for years. These all-natural soaps are made from the highest quality vegetable and coconut oils that are earth-friendly and safe. See them on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091 for a free catalog. Buy the 1 to 2 month sample package and enjoy soaps that are twice as good as what you're using now. Or save big with a 1 to 2 year supply of soaps for all your cleaning needs. This is an amazing deal. You can save thousands of dollars and you will love the way real soap makes you feel. See them on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091 for a free catalog.
Millions of people are going to get sick this winter from colds, flu, and other illnesses. Don't be one of them. Protect yourself with Supernatural Silver, a revolutionary new broad-spectrum antibacterial solution. Recent advances in silver technology have resulted in a silver solution that can be used daily to prevent bacteria, viruses, mold, and food poisoning, and help improve wound healing. Supernatural Silver is safe enough to consume every day, while powerful enough to destroy the causes of many serious diseases, such as strep, staph, pneumonia, colds, flus, and other harmful pathogens. This new technology has the ability to terminate entire colonies of harmful bacteria at several hundred times the effectiveness of colloidal or ionic silver solutions. The Science Digest Journal says silver is our mightiest germ fighter. It is virtually non-toxic and is emerging as a wonder of modern medicine. Go to supernaturalsilver.com today and use the promo code SILVER2012 for 20% off. That's supernaturalsilver.com, and like us on Facebook.
We now take you live to the Central Texas Command Center in the heart of the resistance. You are listening to the Alex Jones Show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest story in the country right now is my appearance Monday night on Piers Morgan. Last night, The Daily Show responded, Conan O'Brien responded. They did stuff like superimpose a gun in my hand, shooting Piers Morgan, with the real video from the show. It's like something out of The Running Man. There's the proof that Mad Dog Ben Richards is really the brutal butcher of Bakersfield. I mean, they could put my head on Obama's and have me walking around saying whatever they want or putting whatever they want in my hands. And obviously it's comedy, but it still puts out the archetypal image that we as gun owners are violent and bad. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, the founder of SPS Russian, the biggest gun show in the world, not just on YouTube, about 100 million viewers on average a month, just on YouTube, biggest gun show in the world, was tied up at his offices, he's a gun manufacturer, and shot in the back of the head execution style. The biggest gun show in the world, the founder, dead. And it's in the back of the local Georgia papers that it's a state police murder investigation. He was executed assassin mafia style. Tied up in a chair, expertly, shot in the back of the head, execution style. We have also discovered in Military Times that other gun manufacturers and people are dying mysteriously. Now, you remember the head of the Northeast Intelligence Network, who I want to work on getting on tomorrow, Doug Hagman. Maybe you can pop in today if you can do it. He said 2 weeks ago on this show, but I want to go back and find the clip. It's one thing for me to say, oh, he was on the show and said this, and new listeners are like, yeah, I bet. We have to, it's why I got to hire some more crew, because you guys are working really hard, but I need staff to go back and go, okay, that was the, not the last interview, but the interview before last. It was like 2 weeks ago. We've got to go into that interview, and he says, my federal source, he's got a lot of those sources, says there's going to be a purge. He goes, assassinations of pro-gun leaders. And it'll look like you get mugged or crack dealers go after you. And that's why whenever I was being stalked in New York, I would look like police. And normally, again, you're going to CNN. You're walking 10 blocks because they wanted to have a car deliver us. I said, no, I'll walk. I wanted some exercise. I wanted to wake back up because I've been up since 5 a.m. And, one guy pops out, looks like a cop. On a street, you're walking up 10 blocks, taking turns. He goes, hey, Alex Jones, I'm a big fan. And you think, okay, that guy's a listener. But then it happens with another guy. Then you see other guys with the windbreakers and the obvious cop type. Once you've been around this 100 times, you know what it looks like. And I've been around Bloomberg a few times where he has like 15 detectives around him. That's his security. That's exactly how they act. The whole confident thing where they act like gangsters, basically, these type of detectives. I've been around quite a few of them in Los Angeles, too, but they're more like assassin types. Look like more like old special forces types in Los Angeles. But the point is that basically I describe them as people out of central casting from The Sopranos. Same look, same confident face, same deal. I've done a lot of bad things to people. And, enough to where it wasn't that I was scared at a physical level. It was in my gut. I said, you need to live to fight another day. Something's bad here. Are they going to drop something on you? What's going to happen? And it kept happening. And then they were in the hotel. We left that night. That's why I didn't basically sleep. It took us a long time to get to New Jersey. I left. You're in hotels paying cash. Just because when you've got, let's not exaggerate, 7 detectives following you and looking at you like they want to kill you, it's a serious situation. And I didn't know that the day before that, SPS Russian founder had been murdered. And I didn't know that some other, it's all pro-gun, gun show people. They canceled 3 shows on Discovery that were top-rated, including Jesse James's. By the way, I got his number and know him. Now's the time to get on the show. I just need to go ahead and get him on. Talk about what happened behind the scenes with that. He lives here in Austin as a listener. And all of this is just happening. And then last night I'm sitting there and imagine this. There's a big storm. Our satellite dish is out, blown out or whatever. I live in the country. Ron Paul's coming up, by the way. And our internet's not working too good for whatever reason. And so I go, okay, I guess we'll watch Piers Morgan. So we're watching it on the computer. And they've got the first guest on going, gee, I hope Alex Jones's kids don't get killed. And the guy just comes off like an absolute scripted actor. Just my view on it. And I feel sorry for his loss or whatever, but it's one of the victims' families from Aurora. And he's like, I sure hope nothing happens to his kids. I sure hope. And Piers like, I sure hope too. And my kids are like, what? 4 years old, 8 years old, 10 years old. And I said, oh, it's nothing. The internet feed of the show live starts cutting out. So I'm in there reading books to them. We're in the bedroom watching TV on the computer. My wife's there. And it cuts back on, and there's a Daily Beast reporter on there, a senior reporter. And he's saying, you need to get a gun and shoot Alex Jones. And then the daughter of Ambassador Huntsman says, oh, I'd love that. We're going to play it here in a moment. And then Piers Morgan says, I could dress up in my brother's uniform. So this is just very bizarre. And then there's all the quotes about how groups want to kill the NRA president or go after Larry Pratt. By the way, Larry Pratt's popping in today. He's going to be on Piers Morgan tonight. Head of Gun Owners of America. So this is the type of stuff going on. And even more prominent gun owners. Because if I was the globalist, I even said privately around here, I said, if this is true, they'll kill people like PS Russia. Because if you don't know what that is, it's the most popular gun show in the world. It's online, and it's probably had 10 times the viewers of top shows on Discovery Channel that they've now just canceled. 600 million views on YouTube alone. And they were accelerating. It took them a couple years to get 100 million views. And now the last year or so, they got another 500 million views. They've got all these other platforms with hundreds of millions of views. I mean, they were dominating, making guns fun. They started getting girls in bikinis out there shooting machine guns. And I said, if this purge is real, they will go after those guys first. Because, see, I'm here politically trying to wake people up. What really works is making guns fun and sexy. And now that guy's dead. And some other people have been killed. I've got a video, an article up at Infowars.com about it. Some other prominent pro-gun people have died mysteriously. And I'm getting followed by guys that are looking at me like they want to kill me. And again, I'm telling CNN security when they're walking us out, I go, I want to go out the mall entrance that's open. And they go, no, you're going out this way. And I knew the entrance was right behind me, the mall. Because there's a big mall. It's built into a mall. And I didn't want to have a confrontation. I was like, all right, start rolling your camera as we're walking out. So we catch one of the detectives, and he turns what looks like one of the detectives in talking into his sleeve and walks into the wall, walks into the corner. And it was that pathetic. And then there's other guys, and dude's like, you want to get footage? I think he aired some of it last night. I couldn't watch the nightly news shows. I was driving home at that time. He did air it. And there's like two more of them coming down, cops like this. And I go, taxi. And we jump in a taxi. And I'm like, don't drive me to my hotel, drive me somewhere else. We drive a few blocks over, and I walk up, and now the street's blocked off front of our hotel. I'm like, that's it. I walk in. There's more of the guys sitting there waiting for us with newspapers looking up when we come in. I'm like, let's get out of here. And these guys were in suits. So let me tell you, there may be the beginning of a purge against gun owners, and they're going to go after those of us that are prominent. If I get pulled over and the cop claims I pulled a gun on them, it's not true. I get shot in the head. I mean, I've seen, they executed a CIA guy a few years ago. Carney was his last name in Houston. And they just get him out of the car, he steps out, and the cop shoots him in the head. The news said, well, that's okay, he's allowed to do that. And he'd been blowing the whistle, according to our NSA source. Well, I have one NSA source, and then one that's public. I have Wayne Madsen, and he confirmed what our other source said. So, if they just pull me over and shoot me in the head, hey, I'm a martyr. Just know it's on. Canary in the coal mine. If I'm found dead in a hotel room with a hooker, I don't go to hotel rooms with hookers. I don't use illegal drugs. I don't even use prescription drugs. I mean, I've had like broken legs before and didn't want to take painkillers. It makes me nauseous. If I get run over walking down the street, you can bet I was killed. If I'm struck by a bolt of lightning, you can bet it was a setup. Another way they'll do it is if I get carjacked. I mean, they killed a Palestinian activist who was a professor who wasn't doing anything, and his arms and legs were duct taped, and his throat slit ear to ear. And it was a progressive Muslim group, pretty mainline, and I had the imam call me. I think he may have been on the show. And they talked about they got the body from the APD, and then it later came out in the news. And he'd been tortured to death, and he was all bound with duct tape. And the police said, well, you can get bound with duct tape and slit your own throat and stuff and throw yourself into Lake Austin, which is really a river. It's Colorado River. They call it Lake Austin. I'm sorry, they changed the name again. It's now Lady Bird Lake. Maybe they'll call it, Possum Lake next. I don't know. If I get found with duct tape, I mean, it's like Fannie Malek, the Arkansas medical examiner under Clinton, where people have their arms and legs cut off, machine gun in a trash pile, and they say the person killed themselves. You cannot chop your arms and legs and head off. It's like when they killed Gary Webb, the Pulitzer Prize winner, on Dark Majesty, the Dark Alliance, the CIA drug dealing. He had a new book coming out totally documenting it even more. And I talked to friends of his, said his house was getting broken into, he'd moved, he'd seen special forces guys from his two-story sliding down the drainage poles like in a movie. And they had him sign a deal saying that he was going to commit suicide, and then shot him twice in the head. First, they blew his jaw off. They really killed him with a shotgun. The police had a revolver. So just get it straight, folks. They may start killing us. Stay with us.
back on 2012, we ask ourselves, how did we ever survive? From natural disasters like Hurricane Sandy and the devastating summer drought to the family hardships brought on by a disastrous economy. Our hearts go out to those that have lost everything. At eFoods Direct, we hear from customers every day that are fortunate enough to weather life's storm by having a supply of food on hand. After Hurricane Sandy, Danny from New York City wrote, almost all of the grocery stores are closed, but I managed to get my eFoods just in time to be able to help my sister and niece. It is better to be prepared 10 years too early than one day too late. I can warn you, but I can't feed you. Heed the warnings and do what Alex has done. Call 800-409-5633 today or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex and build your food supply. It's the best tasting, non-GMO, long-term storable food on the planet. Call 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. You can bet your life on eFoods Direct.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
ImpUSA.org has a newly designed website and a new and improved detoxification product. Order our new microplant powder gold loaded with vitamins, minerals, iodine, and probiotics, and we'll send you our travel-size microplant powder absolutely free. Microplant powder only at HempUSA.org. Call 908-691-2608. That's 908-691-2608. And see what our powder, seeds, and oil can do for you only at HempUSA.org. Only this offer ends January 31st.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Time and time again.
You need to come here and help us. We need assistance, please.
Those we should be able to depend on let us down.
Federal and state and local officials saying help is on the way. Well, the folks here in Bell Harbor say show me.
Don't depend on the government to save you. Take action now so that you're prepared for the next disaster with MyPatriotSupply.com. Get the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more at MyPatriotSupply.com. Call 866-229-0927.
We are hurting down here and we need help immediately.
Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
I'm Alex Jones, your host. We're here Monday through Friday, 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern. It's 9 a.m. to noon Pacific, 10 to 1 Mountain, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Infowars.com and PrisonPlata.com.